traders, friends and family, fans from around the world. It's Jerremy Alexander Newsome, and in this video, I'll be covering 3 stocks that I believe are starting to bottom. And first and foremost, I will say this: when this video gets 100 thumbs up, I will absolutely make a follow-up video with 6 more stocks that are beginning to bottom. So go ahead and click on that thumbs up button to make YouTube like me more. All right, let's go look at 3 stocks that are beginning to form a bottom in my personal opinion. First and foremost, Scotts Miracle-Gro. Now, Scotts Miracle-Gro, pretty random company if you ask me, that's getting absolutely obliterated right now in the markets. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show a monthly chart. I'm gonna do a little bit of a logarithm scale. And one of the things you'll notice is Scotts Miracle-Gro is slowly going up. And it's a steady Eddie blue chip dividend paying company that you probably know, use, and understand exactly how they make money. Well, ironically enough, we are down exactly the same amount that we were down in 2008 on Scotts Miracle-Gro. Can we go lower? Of course. I think we can go lower on just about everything, but there are going to be a bottoming formation that's beginning to happen. And you can see this trend line. Well, I just drew it, and there's going to be some support here for sure. Although it does seem indicative, at least here on the monthly chart, that this could be a 1, 2, 3. We have some chop, we have a 4, we have a 5, and then we kind of can start consolidating. The thing about bottoms is when you are buying them, you want to buy them slowly, trepidatiously, and over time. Let's say you have a $100,000 portfolio and you're trying to determine how you want to spread some of these 3 stocks in that portfolio. I would say take $20,000 of that portfolio and buy a portion, right? So let's say divide 20,000 by 52 and take that amount of money and buy it on a weekly basis. So if math serves me, that would be about $384 a week of Scotts Miracle-Gro, which will get you about 4.5, 5 shares. So it's not bad. And just do it every week on repeat. And over time, I think you'll be a victor on that particular trade and not a victim. All right, next on this list is Adobe. So Adobe hasn't really changed their business model at all, and they are very, very strong with renewal services, with monthly subscriptions. And again, this is a logarithm chart, so you can see how explosive Adobe's growth has been since 1987. One of the few stocks that is IPO'd and has never looked back, hasn't retested that price at all. Well, we had this primary trend that kind of broke down recently. You can kind of see how that price point interacts. And then you have this little trend line here, which we certainly could and very well might make it to on Adobe. That would take us down to about 236, which is a lot lower than it is now. And that would be about a 70% drop. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. I do think Adobe is working on bottoming now. Here's actually the weekly chart. And the weekly chart on Adobe, you'll see it looks a lot like the Qs and a lot like everything else. Big double top, big scary reversal formation, close below the neckline here, retest the neckline, consolidation, failed the 100, boom, broke down to the 200, where it's kind of doing the exact same thing now. Essentially, I do like Adobe long term, and although they very well might go a little bit lower, here on the monthly chart, what I'll be doing personally is looking to start selling some puts on Adobe for about 3 or 4 months out, because I think owning 100 shares of Adobe at 260 and then, of course, 150 would be essentially a no-brainer. It's going to take some time for that to actually pay out a premium. So if you're selling, you might have to sell like September or October. Or, of course, if you don't want to tie up your capital that long, you could just do a limit buy or just set an alert to see if you can start buying some Adobe down there. But I do really like this stock long-term. And if I pop in here to a daily chart, what you will notice is it's working on forming the cutest double bottom of all time. Plus, you had decent earnings with a nice capitulation style gap down fade with really good volume here coming in on Adobesters. So that's my thoughts on ticker symbol ADBE. And last but not least, potentially a controversial one, and that's okay, ROBLOX. So ROBLOX has been working on its bottom for a while. Here's what's really cool. The weekly chart, you actually have a very clean, very recognizable double bottom pattern. And one of my favorite strategies, a bear candle indecision high wave closing above the 10 EMA on a weekly chart, not a daily chart, but a weekly. And then the very next week, we have taken out that bear candle. Here's the thing about ROBLOX. They are not going away. They're not giving up. And they are still very, very active users on RBLX. For example, my perfect son Gabriel plays ROBLOX about 4,782 hours per day. but he still loves it, still enjoys it, and a lot of his friends, community, and fans do operate on Roblox often. They enjoy it, and it's a really, really great platform with its own interchangeable currency as well called Robux. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Roblox. Here's another interesting takeaway. On the daily chart, you'll see some pretty cool volume spikes coming in as well. You had the earning capitulation where it gapped down just a little bit, had a huge, huge earning spike based on volume. And that volume was massive. I mean, that was actually the largest volume that Roblox has had in history at its lowest level, at its lowest price ever. That's a good sign. And so with this really massive double bottom on a daily and weekly time frame, you now have a higher low. Roblox is a product that I do not believe is going to go away anytime soon. While every stock out there probably can and likely does make one final lower low sometime in September, October before we really spike out here, just to scare anyone out of the positions, I still like accumulating it at this price. And realistically, I don't think this is going away. There's a few other stocks I would love to show you that really could be forming some bottoming signals. So make sure you do smash on that like button. I will show you one other thing that I find really interesting. We're going to go over here to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And what I'm going to do is just show you on a weekly time frame the 2008 rollover. That's really, really interesting. And again, I'm not saying that this is where we're in right now at all. What I am saying is there was a lot of fear during this moment, but most specifically, we ended up making one lower low. And that was right here. So you can see after in 2008, we had in October, we had the really, really big drop, all the selling in September and early October. Well, after that, we had a pretty strong rally up into the 10 EMA on a weekly chart. Now, you'll notice when the markets got a little bit bearish, the 10 EMA on a weekly chart did hold pretty strongly as a nice resistance. Right here, it didn't, and we actually did break above that particular pattern. That's kind of where I think we might be headed right now. But either way, all this consolidation, and then we make this one more low. That does, and that's really the ultimate fear. And obviously, as you know, real estate followed suit after the stocks, but real estate got really, really, really struggle bus around 2010, 2011. So long story short, stocks are going to be first. Crypto in this instance, in my opinion, was first. Then came stocks. Then real estate will follow suit. But I do think overall there are going to be some phenomenal stocks. They're going to be great buys. I've listed 3 in this video. I hope you found them helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns, needs, or thoughts. And until then, love life, live life, and trade it. Bye.